Hello twin flames, thank you for being here, for liking, subscribing and all the amazing comments and feedback you leave me. It means the world, as you know, and if you are new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, join our family because we're here for you every day. I'm so excited to be wearing this dress today. George bought me this for Christmas. It's my candy cane dress, so I'm wearing this today. I'm all in the mood, and remember we're doing the Advent messages right now. I've also announced the winter solstice giveaway. There's lots of things to win. So between now and the winter solstice in 3 weeks' time, you've got lots of time to get involved. So I posted the video yesterday. You can go and check that out. And Kimberly, you won the Twin Flames Tarot, and that's all ready to go to you. So I'm going to be posting this out to you on Saturday. So I'm excited today. Yesterday I was talking about our beautiful soul sister Tammy from Bloomin' Arrow, and I used her amazing cards, and I must have manifested and set the intention out to the universe because I've received today her new decks, and I'm so excited to use them. We've got her beautiful heart, and this is Divine Feminine Messages for Twin Flames. So this is the Divine Feminine point of view. So I'm going to use this beautiful deck today, and I just love this picture of the Divine Feminine here. Such essence of the Divine Feminine power. So we're going to use this one to see what's going on with the Divine Feminine. That's possibly you. And we're going to use for the Divine Masculine, look at this one, the Masculine Mind. Divine Masculine Messages for Twin Flames. Love it. So we're going to use this one for the masculine or your twin. And for the journey, I've received some beautiful cards from our soul sister Divine Visions, Cherie, and I'm going to use her amazing Divine Oracle to see what the connection is. Now later on, I'm going to do a pick a pile because I've also received some of her other decks. We've got this beautiful Divine Yin Yang Oracle for Lovers, and this deals with the light and the dark aspects of the journey, or the positive and the negative, the yin and the yang, the up and the down, so the good and the bad. So I'm going to do a pick a pile with these later to tune in with your masculine and you, and you know, your journey, and see what we need to know. And I've got Divine Confessions of a Broken Heart. So what I'm going to do with this one, at the end of this reading, I'm going to do a mini pick a pile in this to answer your question. Well, we're going to answer your question with this, okay? So let's do this then. So what's the energy, please, angels, around the connection today? I feel it's that one. And yeah, just one card there. What's the energy, please, angels, around the Divine Masculines today? What's on the masculine's mind? What do they want to confess to you today? Wow. Okay, there we go. 4 cards. Wow. And what's the energy, please, angels, around the Divine Feminines? What do we need to know? I feel feminines, you know, even though there may be struggles right now, you are getting in the mood, and, you know, you are finding your Christmas spirit or your December energy from somewhere. So it's definitely been coming to you. Physically, I do feel we're all going through ascension right now. They've been giving me really hot energy. So again, this heat between the two of you, the Kundalini rising, the fire, the attraction, the passion, and headaches. So a lot of crown energy going on right now, especially because this morning I pulled that card, and you know, on the little short video, and we got the unicorn energy of the causal chakra. They're giving me fear and releasing that fear through the throat. So the causal chakra is also connected with your intuition and your higher self and your psychic insight. So make sure you're tapping into that right now to understand why you're going through things physically. So if you're burping, or you've got acid, or you're dealing with anything in the throat or the heart, things are being released out. Purging fears, releasing. Anything connected with the head is releasing pressure, and heat is connected with the feelings of, you know, the intensity of the connection. That sometimes the masculines get overwhelmed by their desire for you. So sit with whatever you're feeling today and ask your body, what are you trying to tell me? Okay, why am I experiencing this right now? Is this my ache? Is this my pain? Is this my ascension? Or is this connected with my twin? Is this what they are going through right now? Sit with it, close your eyes and allow yourself to feel. So the energy of the connection today. Wow, look at this. Your patience and faith is being rewarded. What a beautiful message. This deck is stunning. Your patience and faith is being rewarded. So it's very important right now, especially as we move towards the Christmas period, which I'm really feeling with that candle there. it's really important we have faith, that we believe, because when we have faith, we can move mountains. Jesus said if you have a small amount of faith, you can move a mountain. And sometimes it feels like we need to move a mountain. We feel like, wow, is it ever going to happen? It seems miles away, or it seems like there's a huge obstacle or mountain in the way. Well, faith can remove anything and create huge change. It says your patience, and this is what we're learning right now. As a divine feminine, we learn patience, and as a masculine, we learn patience too, because it's also about taking control and doing things at the right time, in divine time. So it's being rewarded. You're being rewarded right now. And I love that she's wearing green, or I'm seeing it as green there, because the green is the healing energy of Raphael. And Raphael, the healing angel, is around us all this week. That came through in this week's weekly reading. So a lot of healing energy coming in right now to make you feel better. And if anyone needs healing today, call on heaven. If anyone needs forgiveness today, call on heaven. You are forgiven. You are healed in spiritual truth. You're learning and growing, all is well. And that beautiful candle there is keeping the light on. Last night I shared that beautiful angel message with Rule the World from Take That, one of my favourite songs, always makes me cry. You light up, and it's the Archangel Uriel saying, I'm lighting the way. And remember, divine feminine, you light the way for your masculine to return to you. So this is you holding on to this light, the love and faith and power. So absolutely stunning message there. Your faith is being rewarded. So the energy around the divine feminine then today, we've got running and importance. So the angels are reminding you how important it is that sometimes the masculines do run, because we learn from everything. And when they run from you, they're not running from you, they're running from themselves. They're running from their own feelings and their own intensity of the desire and the passion and the love itself. And it's important that they have that time, whether it's through separation or, distance or time apart or quiet time, to process it all. So this is what they've done in the past. And what I'm feeling from this, I'm going to read you the messages, but intuitively, they're letting you know that you're realizing now on a very deep high level how important that running phase is, how important the separation is. And it always warms my heart when I see comments from you guys saying things like, the separation healed me. The separation was so important to my spiritual growth. I understand now why it had to happen that way, because that's a sign of your power and that you're evolving and changing and seeing things from a higher point of view. So that's a real sign, if you're feeling that way, that you're on the path to union, because you're healing those triggers and those wounds and you're letting it go and giving it to God. So you're having faith, and your faith and your patience in divine timing in the journey is being rewarded right now. Very beautiful. So it's very important we realise why things happen the way they do. So when the masculines are running from you, they're not running from you. Okay, don't take it personally. You haven't done anything wrong. They're not running from you. They're running from their own self. Their own fears and insecurities and doubts about their own self, because you're their perfect mirror and you are their greatest teacher. And they are yours. That's why they trigger you so much. That's why they open you up so much, because they are your greatest teacher. And through them and the situation, you're learning patience and faith. Very powerful. So it says, I wish you could see how much your actions affect me. You don't know how important you are to me. So their actions have an impact on you. And sometimes we feel like the masculines don't realise that. Do you actually realise, divine masculine, that when you're ghosting me, it hurts me? Do you actually realise that when you're blanking me or blocking me or indifferent with me or changing your plans, it affects me, it hurts? So this is you really getting that out there. And the masculines are realising this, and they're realising this so much at this moment because they're healing that. And this is why they're constantly saying to you, I'm trying to fix it. This is what he's been seeing lately, or saying lately. Seeing, thank you, seeing the truth. And yesterday when I shared that little short video, the song that came to me was, I've been walking around the house thinking. Okay, and I shared that song because it got the male voice and the female voice. Because masculines, remember, can be both men and women, guys and gals. So they're thinking, they know. Sometimes we feel that do I even matter to you? Do you even understand what I'm going through? But we have to see it from a higher point of view. What matters here is that you understand what you're going through. And you're seeing things from a higher point of view, so you can now have compassion for your twin and understand why they run. So, that their actions affect you, but your actions affect them too. It's very powerful energy, this is. And we've got running. I express the way I feel to show you how much I care about you. So why do you run from me, from us? So this could be what you're feeling today, or asking, all I want to do is show you our care. And that's what we do as a divine feminine. We have so much love inside of us to share, so much to give, so much appreciation for everything, that we want to share that with our twin, and so much passion and desire. We want to be able to express that, and we want to give, we want to clear the air, we want them to see. Even from a spiritual point of view, we have so much knowledge and wisdom and understanding of this journey. We just want to share that with our twin so they can understand it too, and they can see it too. But remember, they have to be ready and willing to accept it. So sometimes you can be giving so much, and you might as well be, you're giving them the world, but you might as well be handing them a piece of coal, because they can only accept it when they're ready. And this is so hard sometimes as a divine feminine to grasp. It took me a long time, because you can feel like you're constantly banging your head against a brick wall, or you're going round and round in circles and you're not getting anywhere, or you feel like you're not being heard or listened to, or you feel misunderstood because you think all I'm doing is showing you how I feel, how much I love you, how much I care, how much I appreciate you and respect you and want you in my life. What's wrong with that? Well, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But for the masculines, that can be very overwhelming, because they've never really had that before. They've never really had an unconditional love in their life before, apart from maybe from their family, their mother or their father. But a lot of the masculines hide things inside, and they have very rocky childhoods as well. Or they have very rocky kind of love relationships, because they never really experience this type of love until they meet the divine feminine. That's how they know it's something special, unique and real. That a lot of the partners they've had could be very controlling, or using them, or a stopgap for them, or nothing real. So it's a lot of power. It's very blinding to the masculines, because they're like, wow, what's going on? This woman, this guy only wants love, only wants me. Wow, what's that mean? So it can be very overwhelming for the masculines, and again, this is why they run. And they don't really run, they just go within, they process. It seems like they run because all of a sudden they're not there. They're not there, they may have been around you. And it can also be very confusing at the beginning, or even if they come back to you, because they can be very overwhelmed with love and they want to give to you, so they can be very open about it at the beginning, or when they come back towards you sometimes, when you come into reunion, because they're feeling it all. And they're wanting it all, and it's very genuine. When they're saying, I want to be with you, I want to marry you, let's be together, all these things. And then they give you all of this hope. And then when they run, they take it away. So you feel like they've done you a disservice, or they've lied, or they've manipulated you, or, they've abused you in some way, or abandoned you. And it's hard to take, because we think it was going so well. What's happened? Why? So we question everything we've been doing, we go over the past, we replay everything on our mind and try and work out if it had happened differently, would something have happened differently? So we can drive ourselves a bit crazy, when really what we have to do is to learn to take a step back to breathe, because then we calm down and we come back into the now and observe. So we raise ourselves up and we see through the pain and the now of what's going on and the way we're viewing it all. And we try and see it from a higher point of view. So we realize that they're not actually running from the relationship or from you. They're running from their own self. So the big message I've got coming through today for the Divine Feminine is, don't take it personally if they've run. And I feel this may not be what you're going through now. Some of you may be going through this now where you're being ghosted or you're actually feeling this. But what I'm feeling is this is a learning process. And as we review 2021, we're preparing for 2022. So I feel a lot of the feminines right now, so this could be you, are actually reflecting on why these things have happened. So you're learning the important lesson. So it's more you realizing why they've run, why they've done the things they've done, rather than what you're experiencing now. Because, you may be back in communication, you may be in separation, but you feel the communication is coming, or they're dealing with a karmic energy or something. So it feels like you're already rising up, above all of this that's going on, because your faith and patience right now is being rewarded, but you're learning the lesson. And if you are still in this energy where you question everything, why do you run from us? Why do you run from me if you love me? All I've been doing is trying to express the way I feel to show you how much I care. Why is it all happening? So you're learning why it's important for the masculines to run or go within, to understand, to process, to feel, to be able to allow that love in. Because it's very scary, because they've never been loved in that way. They've always been around people who've wanted something from them. And you don't, you just want them, you just want their love. So they're trying to understand that and be open to that, because this is also about them realizing they deserve that type of love. As a divine masculine, they've been brought up in a certain way, or they've been around conditioning and the matrix reality. So it's like Neo when he needs to wake up from the matrix. And Morpheus says to Morpheus, what's wrong with my eyes? And Morpheus says, you've never used them before. And that's what happens with the divine masculine. It's like they see you and themselves in you and the love for the very first time. So it can be very overwhelming, blinding, painful, and a struggle sometimes too. And it takes time. If you've seen The Matrix, you know what I'm talking about. And the new one's coming out soon, super excited. But Neo has to be replenished and restored. They put all those kind of needles in him, like those acupuncture needles in him, to build up his muscles and help his body to work, because he's never used it before, because he's been in the mind. And that's what happens, they have to give him time. So you have to give your twin time to kind of adjust to these emotions and feelings and the intensity of the connection. So very important today as a divine feminine, we realize they're not running from us, they're running from themselves. And sometimes we learn that the hard way. Did with me. I went through that with a catalyst. I was blocked on every single platform. And because if I couldn't reach out on one platform, I'd reach out on another. Because all I was trying to do was clear the air and sort things out. And he wasn't ready for that. So he was like, okay, block Liz, block Liz, block Liz, block Liz everywhere, until I was just left in this state of despair. So all I could do was surrender and give it to God. And when I did that, and it was a struggle, that was probably the hardest lesson I had to learn on this journey, because I went through lessons and, things with catalysts to bring me into union with George quicker. So I went through things with George, but not in the same way. So this particular catalyst taught me so much, and I'm so grateful to him for that, because without him doing that and treating me pretty much like I was nothing, made me realize I was everything. And, obviously that wasn't how he truly felt, because after we sorted things out and, reconciled, and that's always what happens. But this is what they do. They get afraid, so they block, ghost, ignore, run away, hide. A lot like a child having a tantrum, and he runs away and hides in his room. And I'm not saying the masculines are children, don't get me wrong. I'm saying they can behave in an immature way because the feminine is very adult. The feminine is very wise and powerful, and the masculine sees you that way. That's why sometimes there's such a big age gap, or the feminine is the older one, or even older in spiritual maturity. If they are the older one, put that into your situation. Think about it. Are you the more spiritually mature one? Of course you are. Because you're the awake one. You're on your mission and your purpose and learning what all of that is. You're evolving, realizing why these things happen. You're like that owl of wisdom. So you're the more mature one. So as an adult, what do? You want to sort things out. It's an adult way of thinking. It's an adult way of processing and doing things. You want to clear the air. If there's an issue with someone in your life, the adult thing to do is face it, own up to it, and deal with it. Now, as a child, what do? We panic. As a child, we panic. So we don't want to be around things that cause any kind of, weird feelings in us. Anything that feels a bit scary or, strange. Anything that may cause some conflict. We'd rather go and hide in our room. We've all done that. Had a tantrum. I remember, if my mum's pushed my buttons, I've just run up and hid in my room when I was a child. So, and then we come out in our own time because we get curious. And we start thinking, is it dinner time now? What are they doing downstairs? Because what you do as a child, when you run away and hide and slam your door, you're really shutting the door in your own face. And it's important you realise that the masculines, when they run from you, they shut the door in their own face. They're blocking themselves. When we block our twin in any way, we are blocking ourselves. That's why it's always a good idea to unblock them. You have to learn to not want to go and check the social media if it's going to trigger you, or give your attention back to yourself. This is what we learn as a divine feminine. But the masculines block themselves or shut that door in their own face when they're running and hiding from you. And think about it, as a child, you go and hide in your room, you've got no food in there, you can't go the loo in there, you need a drink every now and again, a water or, whatever they're drinking, orange juice or whatever. So they have to come out eventually, or they're going to starve, or they're going to, get dehydrated. And that's what happens when the masculine's away from the feminine. They starve and they get dehydrated. That's why they can look drained. Sometimes they look like they've put weight on or lost weight. Usually lost weight because they're being sucked dry by their own self. They feel tired. So, think about that. You're the adult one, you want to sort it out. The masculines are like the little teenager having a tantrum running away. So you have to give them time. So as an adult, we can check on them, go outside the door and say, are you okay? And usually not get a response from the child until the child is ready. But we're very patient as an adult, as a mother, as a father, and we wait for that child to emerge. So I hope you can see the correlation between that. There isn't me saying you're masculine as a child or immature in any physical way. I'm saying that they can act childish on this journey because that's how they grow and learn and understand and find the way. So we have to be more playful as a divine feminine, because as a divine feminine we can be the adult. So we take things a bit too serious sometimes, we can take things personal, and we have to lighten the load. So they're not running from you, divine feminine, they're really running from themselves. And remember that the next time they go a bit distant with you, or they even block or ghost you, or anything like that has happened, or happens in the future or has happened. I'm not saying it's going to. Just if anything like that has happened or does happen, smile and say, he's really just shut the door in his own face then. Okay? She's really just blocking herself. Try and understand it and breathe. Relax your energy and come back into the now, because they will return to you. They will return. It's not over. It's not the end. And that's what we do as a feminine. We panic because we think it's the end. Because we want to sort it out and clear the air, because that's how we roll. So instead we have to roll another way and take it on the chin and just let it flow. So for the masculine then, we've got aching, okay? We've got effortless, power, and miracles. Wow. So I'm going to do them in the energy they've come in. So the first thing is aching. Now, this is what they do when they're hiding from you, or they're distracted, or they're in their own cave, or whatever they're doing in their own head. They start aching for you. A lot like that kind of teenager in the room. He starts getting hungry. So his stomach starts rumbling. And then it turns into a bellyache because he needs to eat. So he has to come out of his cave or his room and go and venture downstairs to the kitchen. So in other words, the masculines are aching for the feminine. So when the masculines ache for the feminine, through the longing and the desire and the need for you, because they want you, they start seeking you out. Okay, so that's why they can test the water about coming towards you. You know, they can check you out on social media, see what you're up to, start kind of going through your profile. You may call it stalking your profile, but, you know, just seeing, because they're curious, they want to know what you're doing. Like that child emerging from the room. So he's having a look around, okay, he's wondering what's going on. And he's feeling this ache, so he knows he has to do something about the ache. You know, if you have a headache, you know, as spiritual beings, if a headache, we usually put up with these. But, you know, they say have a tablet, you know, have a headache reliever. So he's looking for his headache reliever, and that's you relieving from all of this pain. So he's searching for you. So I feel this is him coming out into the open. If he's been ignoring you for a while or ghosting you, or if you've been in separation, he knows now it's time, you know. So it says, I get this ache in my chest and in other places because I want you so bad. You make me feel alive. And, you know, there's a lot of sexual chemistry in that message. I get this ache in my chest and in other places. So he's aching for you. And that's why I'm feeling all this heat today. So there's all this desire, this longing, this physical need to be with you and touch you and, you know, hold you. And we spoke about, I think it was yesterday, the days fall into one when I'm doing that many readings, but the masculine putting their head on the feminine's chest. You know, whether that's the breast of the lady or the chest of the man. You know, it's very powerful. Like George does it to me often, you know, he'll just come and put his head on my chest. Very beautiful. So he's aching. You know, he's aching for you because you're part of him. So he's missing you. So he's aching for you today. It says, you make me feel alive. And you do, divine feminine. You know, when he's away from you, he doesn't really feel alive. That's why there's a difference between living together and living together. And that's what they want you to know. When you are living, like just surviving, it's very mundane. It's day to day. It's boring. When you are living, you are thriving. There's adventure, excitement. You feel alive. And that's what he wants. So he's saying to you, I'm not living right now. I'm just living. So try and see the difference there. So when he says to you through the cards or through telepathy or through a song or in a dream or even face to face, I want to live with you. That's what he means. He doesn't mean I want to live in a house with you, which obviously will happen in time. He means I want to have adventures. I want to feel alive. I want to enjoy my life. The best is yet to come, because it is. And we've got effortless. So this journey should be effortless. That's what we think. Okay? If it was easy, you know, you wouldn't learn. And that's what the angels want you to know. Like a lot of people out there who don't really understand the twin flame journey. You know, people who talk about love relationships, they say it should be effortless. But that's what soul connections are like, soulmates. People who come in and teach you something that you can have a really harmonious relationship with. You know, sometimes with some triggers, but they're giving me fear, thank you. That's more of a soul connection. You know, and obviously you guys have a soul connection because you are one soul. But one soul is where it's triggered, it's healing, it's about growth. Two souls is about finding a way. So if someone's saying to you, this should be effortless, if he loved you, he'd contact you, it would be effortless. There'd be no need to struggle or fight with this. They're viewing it from kind of a different angle, okay, from maybe things they've seen with family or, you know, picture perfect couples on TV or in films. It should all be wonderful and magic and roses, and life isn't like that. You know, life doesn't happen like that. It's like when we like to watch Christmas films because there's always a happy ever after. Or, we watch something on the telly and it makes us cry because it's so beautiful, And the thing is, life isn't like that. Like, you see these adverts on the TV for Christmas parties and having a wonderful time at Christmas and everyone coming together and being joyful. And it's not really like that. Usually there's arguments or there's stress or there's drama or chaos going on. It's never picture perfect. But you make it that way. Life is what you make it. And the message says, life would be so effortless lived with you. So what he's saying to you is, I know that we're going to have that type of effortless future where everything just flows. And, realize this, that in union, things still trigger you, not your twin, okay, because you've healed that. You heal all the things around your twin before union, the things like jealousy, the anger, the frustration, the forgiveness, all those things. Those are healed before union. But when you're in union, you get triggered by other things. It's not like you live a happy ever after. You go through grief, you go through pain, struggle. In union, me and George have gone through a huge house move. He's gone through some personal drama and struggle, and I have. I've dealt with my mum's death. There's been other things going on, but you handle it because you're strong together. And you're strong together anyway because you are one, whether you're in union or not. It isn't about union as the answer to everything. That's not what I'm saying. It really isn't. Because you find yourself on this path to union. And I did. I got to the point before union where I was completely content and happy doing me. And it took me a long time to get to that. But I was happy and I thought, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay even if I never come into union. I'll be okay because I'm in inner union and I love the angels and I've got all the support I need from heaven. And that's when union just fell into place effortlessly. So your masculine knows this, okay? That life with you would be so much more effortless than what he's going through now. He's going through struggle. It's an effort to get up. It's an effort to get through the day. I'm looking forward to that. I can see our future together and it's incredible. So he's daydreaming about the future with you. He sees it as incredible, powerful, mystical, magical, a dream come true. And he wants you to know that. So all the struggles to union are worth it. And he's saying power. So he's gaining power. I'm so proud of the way that you are in charge of your own life. I admire that. So this is again what he's saying to you. He's proud of you. He's in awe of you. He's inspired by you. He sees you as a muse. Wow, she's got it all together. He knows what he's doing. How powerful is that? I'm in awe of you, divine feminine. You help me find the power to be the best person I can be. So you help him to have his power. Why? Because you're his light. You're his guide, his muse is one. And the light that you shine regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the pain, you don't give up, you continue, you persevere. It just warms his heart and it just blows his mind. He's like, wow. He aims to be just like you. He aims to show himself the way you show yourself. He aims to be the adult in the relationship where he can take control and be there for you. And when you're in union, it is like that. It's balanced. So he's saying to you, I want to be more balanced to be with you. I'm gaining my power now to contact you, to reconcile, to show you how I feel. Don't give up on me. And the angels are saying your faith and power and patience is being rewarded. We've got miracles. Miracles coming in here. So again, if you've seen bees, that's why. If you've seen, beautiful things happening, miracles, Christmas miracles that you see, just anything you've seen, the stag is a miracle right now. Someone said, and I have to bring this up too, the same person who said about, isn't it normal to see reindeers at this time of year? Said, well, isn't it normal to see stags at this time of year? Well, yeah, stags are around at Christmas time because they tend to put it on biscuit tins and teas and things like that because it's a sign of power. But the point is this, you'll see a stag when you're meant to see a stag regardless of what time of year it is, what season it is. If you're not meant to see a stag, you won't see it, whether it's Christmas time or not. The amount of people lately who've said to me, wow, I've been watching you for a while, and you've had that picture up for a while. I've only just seen the stag. Can you see the stag? Do you see the stag in that picture? Or are you just noticing it now? You see, the angels orchestrate everything perfectly for you. So the signs come to you at the exact right time. Like you might think, oh, well, it's easy to see bees in summertime. But you see them at Christmas time too, in different ways. And right now, the miracle could be the robin, because I haven't done the Advent message yet for today. But on day 1, we got the robin coming out. And that's a huge sign of unconditional love, the heart chakra opening up, and your loved ones in heaven being all around you. So that's also a miracle, seeing a robin. So a robin is coming to you today through this reading too, as a sign to say your miracle is coming. And the masculine is saying to you, divine feminine, my world has changed in miraculous ways. Nothing will ever be the same now that I know you. How powerful is that? Now that I know you. Now that I've met you, now I've seen you, now I've connected with you. Now that I feel you, my life can never be the same because you've opened me up to the truth. Like Matrix, like Neo. He can't go back in the Matrix. So his life will never be the same. So he's got to accept his new environment. He's got to accept that he's really living on a ship and not in a world that he's been creating for himself. So he's like Neo today. So I feel the big message is the masculines are seeing things through fresh eyes. And they are asking you to be patient and have faith and trust them while they adjust their lives accordingly and rebuild back their power, because they want you. And they know that now it's going to be effortless because they're prepared to take the chances and make the changes that they're being guided to make. Very powerful. So let's use this Divine Confessions of a Broken Heart, Volume 1. So think your question. Think of a question right now. I'm going to do a pick a pile. Okay? I'm not going to timestamp it because you may want to watch all 3. So what's your question? What do you want to ask your masculine today? Or what do you want to know? This is a little extra special thing today because I'm in the Christmas spirit. Here we go. Pile 1. What do we need to know? Pile 2. Pile 3. So your question right now is going to be based around these answers. Wow, another one. So I've got 4. I've got 4 answers here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, again, it could be you've got lots of questions. So this is going to answer all your questions. So you may want to watch all 4. You can do it as a pick a pile or as a answers you need to know. It's up to you. It's interactive. So let's do this then. And if you are leaving me at this point because you're just watching one of these, thank you for watching. Sending you so much love. So the first one we've got is I wasn't strong enough. It was easier to walk away. Now that really resonates with why we're asking the question today in the whole reading. Okay. Why are you running from me? All I do is express the way I feel. Why do you run? So this is what the Divine Feminine is thinking today. And the masculine is saying, I wasn't strong enough. It was easier to walk away. He wasn't strong enough to face himself, to deal with it all. He needed to run. He needed to process. When the masculines are in that energy, they just need to lick the wounds and work it out and understand. They go in hermit mode. So, and my masculine George does that too. When he's thinking about things, he's got a shed now. Goes in the shed, or he'll go in the loo. You know, it's a man thing. They go in the toilet for like half an hour, 45 minutes. You know, I've never been able to understand that as a woman because as a woman, I'm in and out. You know, if you feel like you need to go and sit on the loo for a while, you're in masculine energy. That's what the angels are very clear about. It's more about processing than the act itself. We've got pile 2. I wish I could turn back time. So he's saying, I wish I didn't do the things I do the way I did them. I'd do things differently. So he's saying, I wouldn't run from you. Or I'd do it differently. There's so much of my life I want to share with you. Or there's so much of life I want to share with you. So again, he wants to live. He wants to thrive. He wants to have adventures. So he's saying, I'm sorry. It's took so long. But I had to learn. So again, this is about the timing of things. He's saying if I could go back and do it differently, I would. But remember, that's a waste of energy thinking that because everything happened the way it was meant to happen for soul growth and healing. Pile 3 or another answer. I never meant to hurt you, and it pains me that I have. My heart was torn. So he's upset he's hurt you, so he's apologising to you. I'm sorry for hurting you, I never meant to. It pains me, it causes me more pain. So, if you're thinking today, I wish you could see how much your actions affect me. You don't know how important you are to me. He said, I never meant to hurt you, and it pains me that I have. My heart and my head was torn. So again, he was in this energy of his higher self knowing what he needs to do, or what he's supposed to do, and his ego bringing in fear, holding him back, helping him to stay back, to process. And we've got, look at this, they're not you, pile 4. This is why this jumped out. They're not you. So if any one of you is asking about a karmic situation, they're not you. You have to remember your power. And I love that that's purple, because purple's about Archangel Jeremiah. It's about the twin flame, violet love flame. And I feel this is about, healing. You're the one on the right path. You're the one they want. So nobody compares to you. So they're not you. So whatever you're asking about there, they're not you. And remember, your masculine is not you, even though they're part of you. So he won't handle things the same as you. So you have to remember, he may need to handle this a lot differently than you would handle it. So that's all about patience and having faith. Really stunning message. I hope that helps. And, remember to check out the pick a pile later. I'm going to be doing with the yin and yang cards, and to check out, the winter solstice giveaway. And the angels just reminded me, if anyone needs a personal reading right now, and I'm not available because I'm fully booked, and, I'm kind of sorting everything out for Christmas time right now. But if anyone wants a personal reading, I can fully recommend George from Blue Eyes Tarot. He is my twin flame, and he's going away for family stuff on the 11th. So he's got availability, and he is busy, but he is fitting everyone in. He's got availability between now and the 10th. So if you want a personal reading and, you want to contact George, email him directly at georgedrew07@gmail.com, and he'll give you all the information. If you want a woman's touch, I can truly recommend Sandra, from World Illuminator 11. She's amazing. She's done readings for me. We've done reading exchanges. Her energy's beautiful. She connects with angels, guides, same as me, same energies, really beautiful. So if you're after a personal reading, can fully recommend George for the divine masculine touch and Sandra for the divine feminine touch. So, if you're guided to one or the other, they will be able to help you. I hope this helps. Have a great day. Sending you so much love. And remember, the answers are always inside you and on the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.